So today we're going to be setting up and installing the Evolution, the Infinity Evolution. This chair it comes right from the factory. It's going to be in a lay down position when you open the box. If for some reason it isn't standing up position, you're going to want to make sure it's laying down when you do the install. So you're going to want to hook up a remote control, give it some power, and then recline the chair all the way down. Makes the arm easier to install. What we'll be installing today is the arms and the leg rest. We're going to start out with the arms, and for the arms you're going to need 2 bolts per side. There's a dark one and a silver one. The silver one mounts up near the top area, the dark one mounts down near where your hand would be in the chair. Then we'll show you that in more detail later. You do want to also make note of this latch that's down here. The arm actually locks into this little latch piece, and if you miss that while you're putting the arm on, it's going to be very, very difficult to get it to go on. In fact, you won't be able to. You have to make sure you latch the arm into that. So now I'm going to show you how to put the arm onto the chair. So now we have the arm over at the chair, and you can see it's a very large piece. It's a single piece that goes all the way from the back of the chair to the front. So this does have a lot of little attaching points. It's very important to get it all correct. First thing you'll notice is here's the little pin that's going to fit into the latch that we mentioned earlier. Very important that go in, lock in. And then there's also this little bracket piece here, which actually hangs on this bar here. So that gives you 2 points of attachment before you even put any of the bolts in. Another thing to keep in mind is these air hoses. These are going to be attaching to the arm, and you want to make sure that you don't pinch them as you install it. So you want to get these, like for instance right here, they're going to get pinched. We're just going to tuck them in underneath, and we're going to hook them up later. So what you do is you bring the arm up to the chair, and you take a look at the bracket, and you make sure that it's pretty close to going onto that rail that we saw earlier. And then you do like a motion like that. You just kind of glide it in at the back. Sometimes you might have to put your hand here to make sure that it's in. Glide it down, and it locks in, and it's also locked in at the front. Now what we're going to do is we're going to be attaching the hardware to the arms to hold them on. You'll notice there's 2 different colors and lengths. There's a silver one, longer, and that goes up here near the shoulder airbag. And then there's a shorter black one that goes down near the hand area. And what you're going to do is just take the screw, and you're going to put it in the hole, which you see is right here. And you just want to twist it in with your hands so that you're real careful not to cross thread it. So you're just going to spin it in 3 or 4 turns, and then you can finish it with the Allen wrench. So spin that in until it's tight. And then the longer screw, you're going to come up here to the shoulder airbag. Just below the shoulder airbag, you'll see there's a little Velcro door. Just open that up, take the screw, put it in with your hand, just 3 or 4 turns, just to make sure that it doesn't cross thread, and then use the tool to spin it in all the way. Okay, and the last thing we're going to do for the arms is we want to install the 3 air hoses. These are numbered air hoses, so the hose on the chair side will have, say, 11, 12, 13 on it. And then if you look at the nozzle that it attaches to on the arm, it will be the matching number. So you want to make sure you match those up. It's very important. And you'll find the hoses under here in this area at the back of the chair, and they're going to be in and up. So if you reach in and you look up, you can see where they attach, and you just attach each one at a time. And then when you're done, you want to make sure to test the airbags to make sure that every airbag is operating properly. Okay, so now we're going to be installing the leg rest, and the procedure is a little different on this particular chair, so you want to pay attention. The leg rest does attach with the little metal clips you may have seen on other Infinity chairs. It goes onto these posts, and you also want to just take a look before you start, because sometimes the posts actually come with the clips on them, and then there's an extra set in the box, or there's just 2 sets in the box. So if the clips are already on, you want to use a screwdriver and wedge up that little top pin, slide the clips off so that you're free to install the leg rest. And with this chair, what we're going to do is, instead of installing the electrics and the air first, we're going to install the leg rest onto the chair first and then use the chair to lift it up. And we'll be installing underneath the leg rest. Now that we've put the leg rest on and attached the clips, we're going to go ahead and turn on the remote. And then we're going to use the feet adjust up and lift it up as high as it will go. And then we're going to do the same with the back adjust. Push back adjust. And this chair does have the zero wall feature, so it's going to move forward before it sits back. And then bring it up all the way as far back as it will go. And that's just to give you good access to the wiring underneath the chair. Okay, so now that we have access to the wiring, we just want to go down here and we'll start with the air hose. The air hose does have a spring on it, just prevents it from crimping. Easier to put on if you just move that spring back just a little bit so you can get a good grip. And then put it right on the nozzle that's at the top. Push it down real far so that it'll stay good for the customer. And then we'll go on to the electrical connectors. The middle one is the largest. And you want to take a close look at these connectors because there's a little thumb button, and that needs to be at the top of the connector. So you want to take that little thumb button piece, make sure it's at the top, and then insert until you hear a click. So that's in good. Same with these ones, make sure the little thumb connector is at the top, push it in until you feel it click, and then this one as well. Push it in until it clicks. So to finish up the installation, what you want to do is you want to just take the remote control and you want to turn on the chair. You want to select any one of the auto massages and you just want to watch the chair. Make sure that everything is functioning. Make sure that all the airbags are functioning. Check the arm airbags, make sure they're all functioning. If they're not, it might be one of those hoses that might have gotten pinched. Check that, make sure everything works. If everything's working good, then you are finished with the installation.